Hi, and thanks for visiting Sensing Spirits. I'm here with my daughter Haley and my dog Outlaw, wherever he's at. And we're at the park today or whatever, but I wanted to talk a little bit about electronics. I know that I just recently actually found, well, not recently, but I've seen on TV and that kind of thing about how electronics and stuff like that mess up around ghosts and stuff like that. So please bear with me, because it took me about 10 videos, and our kids' toys never really worked. We love Christmas, and we would spend a lot of money on toys and crazy fun things for the kids, and they never seemed to work. And then if they did, they worked without batteries, which was very interesting. Batteries don't last at our house. We go through more batteries than I've ever in my life. I'm sick of buying batteries, but we go through batteries like crazy. And they would just literally drain, which is crazy, but of course at the time we didn't think much about it. And so anyway, we would buy lots and lots of toys and stuff for the kids that seemed to only work for a very short period of time. It would really get old and that kind of thing. I didn't know at the time that apparently a lot of this was due to, I'm guessing, what was going on in our house, which is always fun and interesting, I guess, for some people. For us, it was just a regular occurrence, and it never really occurred to me that, that that's what it was or anything like that. So please bear with us as I try to figure out technical difficulties and that kind of thing. Computers really suck at our house. They just don't work for very long, and if they do, they don't upload very well. Our internet pretty much sucks, and don't matter how many people have come and worked on it and that kind of thing, they just it lasts for very, very short periods of time, and then we have constant interruptions. So we try to get it fixed, and then we have issues. So it just depends on when I guess whatever is in our house decides that it wants to work with us, and when it doesn't. But we're going to try this away from the house and see how well it works, and hopefully maybe it'll work a little bit better. So enough about electronics. I was just letting you know why it took so long to get other videos, and how long it actually took me to get the one video actually uploaded. So we'll keep working on those types of things. We had gone to Rome not too long ago. I guess I don't know, it was a couple weeks ago. And I want to find more information about this building, because even though I had been sick, and this has nothing to do with ghosts or anything like that, I just had gotten something in my chest and it had kicked my tail. But we I'm weird, one of those weird people, I guess, and I love graveyards. And so my kids are kind of weird too, because they absolutely love them too, and we like to go to graveyards all the time. And for whatever reason, I have passed that on, and people are always wondering why we invite them to go to graveyards. Well, my cousin and her husband decided to go with us, and I know that he's thinking that we probably are pretty weird and insane, and he thought this was absolutely crazy, but he went along with us, and it was all in good fun. Although I wanted to go because it was really a beautiful graveyard. I don't actually get a whole lot of interaction in graveyards, to be honest with you. Most of the time it's actually pretty peaceful. This one just happened to be somewhere in the real early 1800s or something like that. It is absolutely beautiful. It's up on this hill. There's like 500 steps though that you have to go up to get to each tier and each level. But this place is absolutely beautiful. It overlooks the river in Rome, and it is just really pretty. So I wanted to go. My husband decided to take me, get me out of the house, because I had been so sick and everything. So he decides to take me. We were going to go get something to eat and that kind of thing. So we're walking downtown Rome, and we walk past this building, and I had been fine, no problems, and all of a sudden I start coughing, and it felt like somebody had actually grabbed a hold of my throat, and it felt like they wouldn't let go. I couldn't catch my breath. I started choking and coughing, and it felt like honestly, I felt like I was going to pass out. There was a crosswalk, so we couldn't go anywhere. We're stuck in this building, and I just keep looking in the air trying to catch my breath. And so finally, eventually, we can walk on. And my cousin's husband is like, "Are you kidding me?" I mean, poor thing, he's never been around anything like this, so I know he's thinking this is absolutely crazy and that I've lost my mind. And I had said, this, I've never quite had it this bad, but again, I had been sick, so it really took its toll. But that building, for whatever reason, it literally choked me. And so as soon as we got far enough away, everything was fine. I could breathe again. I didn't have any more problems, coughing or anything like that. And he thought this was a bit, strange and that kind of thing, but he was interested. So I said, well, I'd been sick, and that kind of thing. So, but again, it was only around that building that I was having, some issues. And I had already sensed that there was something, going on with the building as we were walking by. So we went 8, come back, same exact thing happened when we got near the building. I really wanted to go across the street, but this time it was even worse. And I just kept laying my head up against, my husband's back and was trying to breathe, because I thought before we actually got far enough away from the building, that I probably was going to be laying on the street and they were going to have to call an ambulance, because I could not breathe at all. I would love to know more about the building. I'm still trying to find out, the history on it and the information. And it's the corner of Broad Street, the J.R. Crickets restaurant, I think, is on the bottom of it. I may be saying that wrong. I can't really remember. J.R. Crickets, J.P. Crickets, something like that is the restaurant at the bottom. Don't hold me to that. I can't remember the name of it. But it's a 3-story building. But anyway, as soon as we got far enough away, no problems. And then as we were driving by it, same thing happened, which was crazy, because I didn't think anything about it in the car. I really honestly thought that it would be completely fine, there wouldn't be any issues. But again, it did the same thing. But then when we had gone to the graveyard and I'd come back, we were, I guess, on the other side of the road. It didn't bother me. It didn't even affect me at all. So I guess I was either far enough away from it or whatever, but it didn't even faze me. So I don't really know what that was all about. But anyway, we had gone to the graveyard. There were 500 steps going up. Never coughed, never out of breath. Nothing happened. We walked all around the whole graveyard. It was absolutely pretty. There was plenty to see there, and just to overlook Rome and see all the lights and stuff. It really was beautiful and peaceful, but nothing happened. Didn't feel anything. Didn't have a problem breathing, wasn't coughing. I mean, absolutely nothing happened, at the graveyard. So I don't really know, but I would love to know more about that actual building. But those are the kinds of things that, we deal with all the time. Things like that might happen, or I might walk in somewhere and not have a clue that anything is in there, and be a little bit shocked or taken back, because I didn't expect, anything to be in there. But we have fun with it. The kids have fun with it. She is kind of into this thing, along with me. She's not quite as sensitive, but I think that she does have some sensitivity. All 3 of my kids have seen things in the house. They have had their own experiences, especially in the house and that kind of thing. So our dogs, our animals, have had experiences, and that's when it gets fun, when you are hearing something and that you see it, but then your dog sees it too and watches it just like you hear and see something. And that can be kind of creepy all the same. We've had plenty of people come to the house and that kind of thing, and that have had experiences that actually don't believe in stuff like that, but then leave believing. So those are fun times, actually, too, to watch non-believers become believers after they've spent some time in the house. we we have had everything from, I've had everything from seeing them to hearing them to them waking us up, to them touching me, to whispering, hearing, them talking to me, shaking of our beds. We have that a lot. My daughter has that probably a good bit of the time. Her bed vibrates, is what we always say, a lot of the time, and shakes upstairs. That happens in my room and stuff like that too. I get woke up a lot of times with my bed vibrating. I will have them pat down my bed, move my covers, that type of thing. It's nothing mean. It's nothing scary, honestly. They're not there to harm anything or hurt anything or be mean. They're trying to get your attention. And usually they have some type of a message that they're trying to get out there. They're not trying to scare you. And they honestly have never tried to do anything malicious or mean or anything like that, other than things coming up missing, which is really aggravating at the time, because you just sat something down there and then all of a sudden it's not there anymore, and that is very aggravating. But eventually it shows back up in the exact same place you just put it. So they do play tricks and that kind of thing, and sometimes you have to laugh that off. But other than that, it's kind of a unique experience, and we will try to capture things and stuff like that eventually, I guess, and let other people be able to see what we see. Thanks again for listening, and I hope that everybody has a good day, and see you soon.